What up, gamers? TB from SMB here, coming at you with a little early upload. It's 8:15 and 8:13 a.m. right now. Um, just thought I'd record a quick little vid for kind of big news that came out today about Target, and then just go over a little quick trade I had that was pretty sick, pretty nice. I'm happy with it, so I'm just gonna talk about that for a little bit. But yeah, we had some news this morning come out before market open. Target's getting destroyed on their profit margins big time. They have so much inventory and they're marking down a bunch of crap that isn't selling. Their inventory is exploding, but demand is going down, so they're just getting overloaded with all this merchandise and yeah, it's kind of crazy. They anticipate their operating margin for the second quarter will be around 2%, when the outlook they gave literally 3 weeks ago was 5.2%. So they cut their potential profit margin by 60% only 3 weeks after they gave it out. So how insane is that? It took them 3 weeks to be like, oh shit, our profits are gonna be way worse than we thought. Like, this is crazy. 3 weeks. Like, what could have gone so bad in that 3 weeks that they were like, oh, we better we better tell our investors, even though we just told them 3 weeks ago that our margins were gonna be down, that we better tell them that it's gonna be even worse than what we thought. Like, that's crazy. This is pretty brutal stuff. So obviously, all of the although it has recovered nicely this morning, it gapped way down here. It's recovered a little bit, but of course, all of the retail names got hit. Walmart, Target. Ooh, Walmart really got hit even harder almost, but Amazon too. I mean, this just hurts all of retail. This is Target was, I mean, Target's king besides Walmart. I mean, it's thought to be the best of the best, and you're getting news like this that they've ordered so much friggin' inventory over this past year because demand was going so high that they're just sitting on so much shit, and it's true. Like, every Target now, you go in there, everything's, I mean, clothes are all marked down like 30%. They're just trying to liquidate everything now. It's crazy. Um, Read somewhere too that foot traffic in Target is down about 25% since this time last year as well, which is not great. But yeah, they're just getting absolutely hammered. So anticipates its operating margin for the second quarter will be 2%. That's lower than the outlook it gave less than 3 weeks ago. Less than 3 weeks ago of 5.3%. Back half of the year, anticipates profit margins will be in a range of around 6%, of course, for like the holidays. But they didn't change their revenue guidance or any of that, just their margins, which is not good. That's very, very bad, especially when their margins are already slim. I mean, 6% profit margin, now they're talking about 2% profit margin. Like, that is like razor thin. Holy moly. And then, yeah, this is, I mean, it's just all these companies were just customer office close. Yeah, I mean, all these companies just completely loaded up on inventory, and that's like one of those consumer spending areas. When everyone has money, they go out and buy new clothes. When everyone starts having to tighten their belts because their savings are getting destroyed, they stop buying clothes. And this is evidence of that, because Target's just sitting on, yeah, look at this. Target said it had nearly $15.1 billion worth of inventory as of April 30th. $15.1 billion of just freaking inventory sitting around. Like, that's crazy. That's brutal. I mean, and that's like that's the rough part about this. Like, I mean, it's tough. There was no guessing that consumer demand would have to go down this quickly, so it's brutal for them. But yeah, jeez. So, besides that terrible news, somehow the stocks are actually green today. So, I'll talk about this cute little cheeky little trade I had today. So I've been doing a lot of soul searching, you know, just been racking my brain, being like, what goes wrong? Why do so many of my trades come out on the bad side, on the red side? What am I doing wrong? And I mean, it's one of those things where you got to swallow your pride and be like, all right. Honestly, it's the emotional part. I'm too emotional. No good trader. You would never describe a good trader as being emotional. It's very much the opposite. You want to be a robot. You want to just beep boop. I see this, buy. I see this, sell, and that's it. get your emotions in there. That's just what you have to do. So I watch, or I've watched this video multiple times, and I've tried to incorporate it in my trading more, but it's just one of those things where it's like there's so much more other input out there that it's hard to just be like, all right, I'm just gonna do this one thing and only trade off of that. But it's just naked trading where this guy takes off all of his indicators. He doesn't have any of this shit. He just looks at price levels. So that's kind of what I did today. And then he trades off of a dynamic trend line. Dynamic trend line being ones that I draw myself like that. Like here's the dynamic trend line. Boom. He just trades off of those. So, not he, but that's how these traders. This just so happened to be the guy who made the video. But anyways, it's basically just identifying uptrends, identifying downtrends, identifying the micro trends that take place in between the chop, you know. And that's exactly what this entire, I mean, and it's great for trading in this kind of climate where we've just been in this like chaos. It's just really good for identifying breakouts and just exposing yourself to very little risk while keeping your reward high. So what I did right here, I see you get your high, your low, you get a lower high, and then a higher low, so that means consolidation. When you see consolidation, and you're in the overall grand scheme of things, we are still kind of in an uptrend on the very micro scale. So that's another thing too, is that, and obviously the overall like market, we're in the downtrend, but in this micro scale, in the micro trend of the micro trend, we're in a like uptrend, you know. I mean, Nasdaq's got a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So we're still in the uptrend. So I'm looking for a good entry to go to the upside. So what do we get? We get that high, that low, lower high, higher low, consolidation. Draw a trend line from the tops of those, and I just did one of these, set an alert on there, cross that line, and then of course this is the really stupid spot. The thing about what I did is I'm like sitting here like trade like a robot. So of course I opened up the thing and I bought a put instead of a call, which thank God I realized immediately, because then I sold it and took a $9 loss. But that was literally just because I didn't turn my computer off and I had that same put pulled up from yesterday that I almost bought. So I saw it and I was like, oh, I already got it set up. I thought I already did that, but it was just a mental error. So I immediately sold that, took a $9 loss, which thank God I did that, because then, I mean, look at this move. Bam. You got a big old 1% move. And then the nice part about doing this is that you, by default, every time you automatically have a stop loss built into the play, because I just set my stop loss right there. So boom, I buy a call right there, and this is my risk right here from this 306 down to 304.50. So tiny low risk. So that's basically what the entire method is about, is just keeping that risk to reward very slim, almost like 2 to 1, because if you have a 2 to 1 risk to reward where you risk a small amount to get big amount, you only have to be right like 34% of the time to be profitable, and that's basically what it's all about. And right here, this is looking like a good entry to go to the downside right now. So I'm risking this little tiny amount right here, and my reward is all of this, all of that upside. So that's a great trade. That's an ace in the hole right there. So that was an easy winner right there. We took a $84 gainer on that, which was about a 70% gain on that call. So it was my first one where I'm just experimenting with this strategy. So I'm, of course, every time you make a lot, you're like, wow, I should have bought 3 of those. That would have been a freaking day maker right there. Now I gotta sneeze. God, I'm coming down with something on top of my allergies. Oh my god, these allergies are so bad. Oh, fuck. But yeah, that was awesome. So, and that's the best part about it, is that the stop loss is already built in, because you're looking for, so you're waiting for consolidation. That's what it's all about. Once you see consolidation, you draw the trend line, and then your automatic stop loss is just always going to be the most recent low. because that is just, if it breaks that level, you're going to see more downside. And obviously this is a great example because it just kept going up, but another really good example. It works both ways too. That's the nice part. So a really good example from yesterday was, what do we got over here? We got a higher high, higher low, a lower high, higher low. So you got consolidation right there. You're looking for downside. Boom, draw a trend line. Go short at the break, stop loss up here, and obviously that would have worked great. But then, oh, I missed that opportunity. What can we wait for? So we got our low, we got our lower high, lower low, higher high right there, and now you're waiting for the break. So you can just draw the G little trend line right there. That's a easy, free ass bear flag right there too. Go short there, stop loss here. But then that's the other thing, is that this allows you to have runners when you do this strategy. It's really nice if it's like going to continuously go down, is that if so, say you go short there, you have your you have your stop loss up here, and then you're waiting to see where the low is going to be. So you see the low there, and then you wait to see where the high is going to be. You see the high there, and then you draw your trend line, wait for another break. And then you get the break there, and then you can move that stop loss down here. So now you got the stop loss down here. You got your trailing stops to just keep maximizing that profit. And then, I mean, that stop never would have gotten hit. It would have just kept going down. So, just gonna try to do more of that. It's a pretty, I mean, it's easy on moves like this because this was just like a huge monster 1% move right here. But it's very easy to just be robotic in it and not like emotion based and be like, well, I think it's going to do this, because I mean, if you're wrong, you're wrong, and you take just a small little hit, but the majority of the time it's going to be right for the most part, depending on no terrible news coming out as soon as you try to do it or whatever, and you're going to get big old gains like that. So that was nice. And yeah, that was awesome. That was a big old green dingus I bought in on and got a lot. And look at the volume too. Like, this is what we haven't seen in days. Like, look at that green volume down there compared to the rest of the volume we've had over here. That was fantastic. So yeah, just some money stuff right there. But yeah, that's about all I got for now. If I do any more trades, I'll throw up in our vid. But that's all TV's got from you for SMB. I'll get you guys later. Peace.